Coffee Color Concepts presents Tasty Treatises by Corey/Corinne DaCosta. Manic Mama with the Munchies. I have been living intergenerationally since before the pandemic. Right before. I gave birth to my wisdom in December 2019 and moved back in with my family. It is amazing to live in such a way that is ancestral. Are there awkward moments? Of course. They end up being funny jokes later on. And I do still feel some type of way about not being on my own every once in a while. But that's changing. Just a small town girl-ish in some ways. And Journey, the band, was right. My internal world at the time, lonely, destitute, dark. I will add the caveat that I am a moody Scorpio, so my darkness was comfortable. But being and feeling lonely and being and feeling alone in a house full of people that I love was a fraught place to be. Postpartum is a wild time. So much was happening for me and with me that I thought therapy was a good idea. So as a millennial, went to social media to find a therapist that would get me. And find her I did. And luckily for me, she was running a workshop called Women Who Heal. I wanted to be that, a healed woman-ish. With it all figured out, postpartum, post-therapy, I filled out a form, I got on a call, my hands shaking, talking to the stranger about so many things in my life that I thought were the problem. I was in air quotes, winner. I got what I wanted most of the time. I was a happy person who many wanted to be around. I was not used to failing. I was not angry, ever, or even sad for that matter. Why or how could I be sad when I was so blessed, privileged, and protected? I did my best to live my life for my family as long as I possibly could. I got good grades, went to college, pursued my dreams, followed in the footsteps laid out for me on a track for a second advanced degree. Something was wrong. I was angry. I was sad. I was all the negative emotions I ignored and suppressed all those years. The people-pleasing I did to mask the big, angry black girl had eroded. The more I healed, the worse I felt. The less I knew about the world, myself. So much had changed all at once. The baby I snidely had to save my relationship was here and so beautiful. The world as I knew it was locked in, as the kids would say. My marriage was over and I was in denial. The realities of supporting a child on my own had me creating business idea after business idea, all tested within my childhood home in a matter of weeks. I was already not sleeping, so I might as well make the most of my time. As soon as my baby would sleep, I would entrepreneurially sprint, writing, planning, thinking, healing, growing, changing at hyperspeed. 7 days straight, no sleep, laptop, workout, chest feeding, another workout, laptop, writing, task after task. I was coming out of the pandemic with a banging body, business, and baby no matter what. I thought if I pleased people this one last time, if I girl boss just close enough to the sun, it would work and the pieces of my life puzzle on top of the table, after enough hard work, healing would align and click into place. Someone flipped the table though. Postpartum is one hell of a drug, and I was so desperate to feel like myself, to feel calm. I found an old edible in the freezer and thought, I would take it, pump and dump, and return to my chaotic systems. I ate the brownie, went about my day, thinking it was old and it had lost its effects, and thought, oh well, time passes. These odd sensations and feelings were initially slow, creeping and lurking through me. I was productive, silly, hyper-vigilant. I remember working out with my cousin and I couldn't focus. I was making so many jokes and we were falling down, laughing. Hilarity ensued trying to do yoga. I look up at the TV it said, "Pray now." I noticed it and did, and then felt a sharp and swift energy. Swift. I was hungry. I went to the fridge, saw some pickles, ate one, and spit it out. "Yuck," I said. "Those taste like someone put hate in the brine, or they were having a bad day, or their bad vibes are in those pickles," I said to my cousin. Instance after instance, I felt extra intuitive. I always did identify with Raven Simone, but then I blew up like an emotion volcano. Full-blown acute manic episode during the beginning of the coronavirus pandemic in the United States in 2020. I like to say that even my mental breakdown was attractive, though. I am an optimist with some pragmatism, so there is that. I was a bit of an overachiever, a goal-getter in the past, and I thought that one day when I was old, I would try that really cool plant medicine that offers intense healing. And I tell myself, wow, you wanted to do plant-based psychotics and psychedelics so bad you made it happen on your own. I mean, I'm impressed. I have journals from this time period, and they are really interesting. They help me so much. Writing my thoughts, how I was going to fix my life, make money to support myself and my new little one ASAP. The urgency was pressing. I felt like an olive. In these journals, I apologized to my childhood best friend for not being there, not being the friend she deserved and needed when bestie broke up with me. I was raking through my life to find the one big T trauma that was the cause of me not thinking I was worthy of my own love and worthy of saying no. I didn't find one. I found a trail of little T traumas that left me feeling like my life was not mine, but a cog in the wheel of God's greater good. I felt like Charlie and It's Always Sunny, and the Always Sunny meme in front of the corkboard. Everything was connected. It was in alignment and connecting the dots, but it made no sense to anyone but me. I have always loved writing. Love to write anything, poem, essay, recipe, a song. I even wrote stand-up jokes with my dad. I was given a journal by a dear friend, and during the pandemic, there was so much time to write. I would journal, write letters, prayers to God, some short, some long, notes on Bible verses, brainstorming pages, and alongside this information were my therapy outlines, tools and timelines of my healing journey, right in the middle of my journal, central. These notes would then get annotated by me. And at times, I felt my pen was taken over by these spiritual forces, writing to me, through me, to the page and onto the other side. It's giving, Tom Riddle's diary, but you know how we feel about JK at the moment. Dolls forever, turfs never. Sorry. So it's safe to say there was a religious tone or theme to my manic episode. The between is what I call the mental manic place that I was in between being conscious and unconscious. I know it's giving Stranger Things. And hey, Netflix, if you want the rights to this story, let me know. I think it's pretty good. While in this state, I recalled my loved ones trying to get me to go to sleep because it had been days. I tried to lay down, told my partner at the time to lay with me, to stay, but I didn't think he did, which I get. But when I laid down, it felt like sleep paralysis layered with within a dream, like a 3 to 4 day long lucid dream. I remember feeling trapped, like taped to my bed, and a snake made of feelings, think much smaller basilisk, slithered into my room and into the bed where I was, laying on my side. Then got small, towards the small of my back, around the epidural mark, and turned into a large spider, which walked towards my head and bit me. I flashed to being in my room, afraid to talk to my mother. But this wasn't my biological mother. It was like the Mother Earth. She was very upset. Lightning storms, fighting, and screams were outside my door. The parents were fighting about what they were going to do with me. I was petrified. I had to tell them the bad news, that I had done something wrong, that I had made a mistake. I talked to my ancestors, who were disappointed but encouraging, and told me that they loved me. I became a divorce lawyer for God, the Father and the Mother. I was an advocate for Jesus, and we sat near a shimmering lake near a cabin in a clearing in the most beautiful wooden mountain range you could ever imagine. They were going to split their assets, and that was the whole universe. It was the end of their world, so it was the end of mine. The spiritual conversation went along the lines of one gets Jupiter and the unnamed star on system Theta, and the other gets Earth and stars Yanni and Xena, etc. Alien energy from other dimensions was cheering me on to get the creator back together. God the Mother is upset because God the Father took all the credit for life in Jesus and didn't tell the other people about her. They also fought over what things in the universe should be called. Maybe I was their therapist. I used the tools I learned with the Women Who Heal and did my best to make them both feel understood by each other, even so they would help me. They told me they loved me and knew I would do everything possible to help because I was made that way. I walked through the cabin door to a different level. I had entered a video game. I was being led through my house. I saw a door. My conscience went black. I was moving. I was partially awake to recognize the street we were turning onto, the stop sign before the hospital. My mind goes dark again. I am moving but not walking. Am I flying? Floating? Partial light in my eyes, then all of a sudden it is so bright it's blinding. Shit. Are these the lights that people talk about? Did I die? I see on the wall, level 1. Okay, this is God's video game. I'm here. I guess before I get to heaven, I have to pass these tests. I'm in a doctor's office, and the room fills with soap bubbles. Whoa, okay, this is nice. This is fun. A break from feeling scared and shame, the weight of all that I thought was wrong with me. I noticed something up near the ceiling. The snake. It's back. I'm scared once again. I tell someone in the room. It's someone I know or used to know from high school. Wow, yeah, it is. Wait, are they dead? I think, no, it's a part of the test. I have to confess. I'm so sorry that I led you on all those years. Did I ever make you do anything you didn't want to do? I'm unsure of her answer. She smiles. She is so kind, and she asks me if I'm hungry. I am. I'm starving. She hands me a tray that feels so heavy, with the biggest broccoli stalk I've ever seen and a ham sandwich. The doors to the room are glass, but they are frosted, foggy. I see figures walking outside. I think they are angels, and some have a sinister energy. I move floors. I feel so connected to God, like we are in constant conversation as I am moving through this life, this game. I am paying attention to everything so I get into heaven. It is nighttime in this place. It is calm and soft music is playing. I'm confused. I go to the desk. I say, hi, what's your name? The angel at the desk says, my name is Noah. I say, of course it is. Thanks, Noah. And an older man is with him, but I don't recall his name. I'm looking around the purgatory, and there are multiple rooms, maybe 3 or 4, and a conference room with frosted glass wall. To the left, there is a long hallway. It goes on seemingly forever, a never-ending set of doors on either side. I'm hypervigilant. It feels like I am aware of every person in every room, their energies, their souls. I feel like some are leaving, and I start to pray. I feel an urge. If I pray, I can help them transition to get where they need to go. If I pray, maybe someone will pray for me, and I will get to go too. I am now in my bedroom. I still can't sleep. I go back to the desk with Noah and Mr. M, maybe. I tell them, I can't sleep. They give me some magazines. Of course, I take the food ones, looking for answers, but the answers find me. While looking at the covers of all the magazines spread out, I see a message. Okay, God, game on. I got this. I will not let the 3 of them down. I see a computer screensaver. It reads, "Thank our heroes." To me, that means pray. I say, "Thank you, God." I head back to my room. There's an odd bathroom, a shower with a thick gymnastics mat in front of it and a mirror. I look at myself, unsure of what's going on. Tired, looking for comfort, I hear another storm in my head. I start to sing to my reflection. Angels, not angles, singing backup medley. Did you ever wonder? Do you ever wonder what he... Okay, I guess I'll sing. Do you ever wonder? Do you ever wonder what he might be going through on his own and the demons he's facing alone? I hate that sometimes I can't go home and it just ain't the same on the phone, no. So everybody's gotta go, don't they? So if you need a hero, just look in the mirror. No one's gonna save you now, so you better save yourself. And everybody's hurting, everybody's going through it, but you just can't give up now, so you gotta save yourself. The sun will come out. Nothing good ever comes easy, so they'll find the love. 'Cause after the storms, when the flowers bloom. As I sing this over and over in my head out loud, I feel energy, lift, shit, change. I'm singing so souls can move to the next plane. I'm singing so God the Mother and God the Father stay together for the sake of Jesus. I sang and sang and sang until my mouth went dry. I nervously left the room to explore. I go to the desk, tell Noah that I'm thirsty. He said snacks and drinks are in the refrigerator, to the right of the exit door. I go over and scan the snack area, looking for a heavenly approved way to appease my bodily needs. I see grape juice, like wine, saltine crackers, and just like that, daily communion. I pray over these items and consume them. Some time passes, maybe even days. I am at the angel station, or nurse's desk. They are talking to me, asking questions, and I tell them I went to culinary school. We start talking about food, and I write a recipe on the spot for a nurse from my brain, based on what she told me about her life, likes, dislikes, and family. I give it to her and say, try this and let me know how it goes, like a doctor writing a prescription. It felt good, like I was getting back to center, to self. I did that a few more times and gained the trust of the angels, nurses, or so I thought. The more I realize where I am and what is going on, the more I develop a plan. But as helpful as possible and, be as helpful as possible. And they will let me go. There was nothing wrong with me. I was in therapy. So I felt the feelings of the nurses. They were so frustrated by the new rules that COVID-19 had placed on them. They couldn't do their duties in the way that they would want to. Behavioral health is another term for mental health that was used to describe the unit of the hospital I was in. On level 2 of the video game, in some ways, I am still there. I think writing helps me organize what happened, gives me depth to a memory I don't want to forget. I moved a nurse to tears about my experience as a Black woman / person in America as well. This mental breakdown or breakthrough changed my life for the better. I thought I died, and as cliche as it sounds, a version of me did. But I offer that cliches are just misunderstood universal truths. I came home eventually, came out, got divorced, got my dream job, and could be present in my chosen life. I haven't fallen in love with myself, my loved ones, and life deeply and profoundly. I use they, them pronouns for God because I want to make them proud. My relationship with them is still a little complicated, but I can hold space for so much more now. I'm not pretending to be perpetually happy. In the words of the lady from the block, I'm more real now, more whole now, and that's how ManicMommaMunchies saved my life in the universe. I prescribe recipes to medical professional and help God, stay together while eating grape juice and saltines.